Hello folks, this is Sula once again. Welcome to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is taken from a ranked game that I'm playing. I noticed that I was, I think, the lowest rated player in this game, gold 2 at the time, with a bunch of players in low platinum. So what that means is the game thinks that my hidden matchmaking rating is higher than the formal rating. So I guess that's a good thing. The game thinks that I should be rated higher than I am right now. And in this game, we're going to be focusing on augments for a change. I'm going to talk less about the teams per se and talk more about the augments because it turns out this is a double prismatic augment game. So spoiler alert, first augment is going to be prismatic, and then there's going to be another prismatic augment later on. I also just really like the way that I played in this game. I thought that was an example of things coming together well in a well-played game. I'm sure, now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of things you can nitpick. There's always things you can do better, but I really liked how this game came together. All right, so on the initial drop right here, I was really happy to see the Tristana pop out. I like having Tristana as an early item holder. You can play the Yordle straight with her, and she also is a pretty good item holder for a lot of the later game AD-focused champions. She can hold items for Jhin, she can hold items for Urgot, she can hold technically items for Jinx, although you're likely to play another carry before you hit Jinx. But yeah, she can do a lot of stuff. And then I get another really nice drop here. I get the Leona plus Vex, and that means I can play Bodyguards plus Yordles. All right, so here is our first Prismatic Augment. I have an extremely easy choice. I can just take the +1 team size, the Force of Nature Augment. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but it's basically the Force of Nature team augment. So I am off to a great start. This is a high roll start for sure because I can play Yordles and I can also have Trist as my item holder. So I'm going to have the extra economy from Yordles giving me extra money throughout the game. And I've also got the item holder that I would like to have in the form of the Tristana. I actually would be happy to drop Vex and replace with Poppy here, which might seem kind of counterintuitive, but Poppy would give me another bodyguard. I'm not planning on going into Arcanist. I guess I could go in that direction if I would end up getting more spellcaster items, but I believe I get a sword here if I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is. So that pretty much confirms, no, not looking to go the AP route. And so, and I also get the Darius here as well. So I was like, okay, this is feeling pretty good. I'm going to play the 2-star Darius that I've randomed my way into. I'll play that with Leona. That'll make Bodyguard. That's going to give me a strong front line. I can put the Chain Vest on Darius. Leona will give me Bodyguard. I have 3 Yordles in. I'm technically getting Arcanist trait, although I'm not really doing a whole lot with that. All right, now I'm going to look at the other augments. I'm seeing Windfall, which I don't think is a great first augment necessarily. I guess it's okay. High-end shopping, wise spending. Wise spending is kind of interesting. I rarely see people pick that. We get Portable Forge, and that's actually the person I'm up against right now. And they've taken the Collector, and then Golden Ticket. You get the shop refresh. So this person has gone ahead and done the Ornn one. I don't really like picking that one. If you're going with that one, the value of the Ornn item is heavily tied to which one you get. And this person has gotten the best item, which is the Collector. This is widely seen as being the best of the items to pull early because every time you kill a unit with the person who's holding it, you have, I believe, it was originally 100% chance to drop gold. Now it's like 70% chance to drop gold. And look, this person's Trundle ended up killing every single one of my units and made 5 gold off that. So that is just insane. I was like, oh no. Oh no, that person just made 5 gold off me. That is not good at all. That is not what I want to see. So I actually make the swap I talked about before, selling the Vex and replacing it with Poppy. And that's actually going to allow me to make some change. I believe I actually then take out the Leona and play the Caitlyn here, or maybe I do that at the next level. But yeah, so that person picked up the Collector, and I am very, very concerned about their team because they not only got a powerful item, they also now have the chance to get insane econ from that item as well. Now, I do think that that fight was like a best possible case scenario for them. Trundle killing every single unit and succeeding on the, I think it's 75% odds to get a gold to drop. But still, that person got like a third of the benefit of Windfall from 1 round of combat. I was like, if that person's Trundle kills a gazillion units, this could be super duper scary. Anyway, this is the person who picked Windfall. So they are doing what they need to do, getting some gold in the bank. They have 20 gold sitting on the bank, but I don't love that as a first choice, as I've said. don't think that it's that great. I mean, it will accelerate your economy. Don't get me wrong. 15 gold right at the start of the game is very nice. The problem is everyone else is going to get a Prismatic Augment. And while it's certainly good, like that person's at 20 gold. I'm at 10 gold right now. Like, did they really get that big of a benefit? Like, is it really that big of a benefit to get the extra gold over having a free unit to play for the whole game? So I don't know. I don't think Windfall's bad by any means. I don't like taking it as the first option. I think I actually had it as one of my options. And yeah, I think I had Windfall that I did not pick, and then Loaded Dice, which can also be really strong, but Loaded Dice is better late game, not early game. So this person has the gain 2 experience every time you refresh the shop, which is really nice for reroll team compositions. So you're generally going to be looking to reroll a bit with that. I honestly have never gotten that one before, so I'm not quite sure how to play that, especially from the start of the game. But getting free XP is always nice. Being able to refresh the shop plus get XP is pretty nice. Once again, I think that that's better as probably a second or third augment as opposed to our first augment, but certainly not terrible. Okay, so I am picking last. It's a little unfortunate I lost that first round, which was very close because I wasn't able to get a win streak going. But I'm picking last, so I have to pick what's left over. I'm looking here. I would like to take either the chain glove, which wouldn't be bad. Could build towards like a Last Whisper. But I have the option here to pick the glove or the vest. I decided to take the vest. If you watch the last video I put up on YouTube, I've been really liking playing through strong frontline. So this will allow me, this is going to make me stronger right away because I can slam that vest on Darius to make Bramble, which is really good. And it's not like I mind getting another vest later on, because if I get another vest later on, it can always be a Guardian Angel, which I think is a very good item on carries. So I don't mind getting a surplus of vests. I think it's a really useful item. And this makes me stronger right now. Whereas if I take the glove, I don't really want to make Infinity Edge immediately. I'd rather save for a Last Whisper. So I like this. I like taking the vest more because it makes me stronger immediately. And I'm trying to win streak here, which I think will be useful. I also take out the Leona here. I make 2-star Poppy. I take out the Leona so that I can go to level 5. I get 6 units, but I'm only level 5. And that allows me to play both Vi and also Kate. The Kate will pick up Sniper, and also watch this. Boop! There goes Malzahar. So very nice job, Kate. This was looking to be pretty dicey, but I was able to take out the big damage source on the enemy team. Oh no, Ziggs just trolled his ultimate Mysterious. Come on, Ziggs. You can do this. All right, there we go. And now Kate's got me. So that was a really important round to win because it allows me to keep this win streak going. So the Enforcer from Kate plus Vi is super nice. Kate was amazing in that fight. And then, oh, look at this. I get another piece of good RNG. I get the early Jhin at 2% odds. And I was like, all right, I'm definitely playing into Jhin right now. So I was like, do I just put in Jhin? And I was like, well, wait a minute. I don't think I actually want to put in Jhin because I want to keep Yordles in the team comp right now. So I'm like looking here, looking here, looking here. I was like, do I do this? And I was like, no, I don't know. I think it's actually better just not to play the Jhin right now so that I can keep all my traits on board from before. So I think I'm going to hold off on playing the Jhin. And then what I can look to do is to play Jhin at the next level, at level 6. What I was thinking is, at the next level, what I can do is I could look to take out the Vi. I would lose Enforcer, but Vi's literally just in there for that trait. I could take out the Vi. Then I could look to put in the Leona, and then I could put in another bodyguard for 4 bodyguard. Something along those lines. I'll figure it out. But one of the things I liked about this game was I was constantly changing up my team comp to try to get different traits in play. So this overall stage 2 has gone fabulously well. I've definitely had great luck here. The +1 team size is just awesome as a Prismatic Augment. It's good early, it's good middle, it's good late. It never has poor value. It's one of the best ones you can get. The other choices had to be really good for me not to take that one because it's just always outstanding to have. I was lucky in that I found the Jhin at 2% odds. Now I'm going to look to try to play the Jhin. And what I'm really hoping for here are some more Jhin items. So I would like to see swords and bows and gloves for a crit chance. And I don't really get that. I was like, okay. Well, I can make one item. I can make the Guardian Angel. Again, I don't feel bad about slamming that item. I think that's going to have good utility. And then I find a Braum, again, at 2% odds. So what the heck shop. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to play that. And let's see, how can I do this here? I was like, so I'd certainly like to play 3 bodyguards. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put in the Heimer who just popped in the shop. That gets me back to the Yordles. And then what can I do here? I was like, I really want to get Jhin into this comp. I'll just level to put Jhin in. So now I've got 3 Yordles, 3 bodyguard, 2 sniper. The main thing is I get Brahmin, and then at the last second I drop the drop sniper trait so that I can put in the Leona. I was like, I think this is better because Jhin will do enough damage to kill everything long term. I just need to provide a really strong front line, and this is kind of the secret to playing a sniper's comp, which is usually Jhin, but can be other stuff early on. Snipers do enough damage kind of on their own. You don't even really need sniper trait. I mean, it helps, but you don't even really need it. What these comps need is front line. The strength of your snipers is basically how long your front line can stand there and tank. And if your front line can stand there and tank indefinitely, then the snipers are kind of infinitely strong. Something along those lines. So I go ahead and play the 4 bodyguards. I still have 3 Yordles in. Note that I've been shifting around the Yordles constantly as far as which Yordles are in there, but I really want them in to keep giving me extra econ throughout the game. Obviously, it helps having +1 unit that allows me to do this, to get away with doing this. I'll go ahead and put the Negatron Cloak on the Darius. I could, of course, make Ionic Spark here with those 2 items, and that would be useful. Ionic Spark is better early game than late game, but I wanted to hold off on committing the Rod because I was hoping I could make Morellos. I don't have a great Morellos user in my team, but if I can get a belt, then I certainly would like to have that. All right, so here is the Trundle person from before. We remember the Collector. This person has made 2-star Trundle. This is looking not so great here. I was pretty confident that I would lose this. Braum gets off an outstanding ult, though, and Jhin is still alive there in the back lines, but like my team is starting to fall apart here. I'm like, oh, we got the Trundle. He looks like he rolled a Zerat portal with his scrap item. And at this point, though, it's just Leona and Heimer and Jhin still alive. And Jin's going to get pulled, so I was like, oh, that's not great. We're going into overtime. Jhin dies, but oh, we've got the Guardian Angel to drop aggression. Come on, Heimer. Come on, Jhin. Come on, Leona. It's just Heimer. Oh! Heimer survives on 5 HP. So that is super duper important because we're able to interrupt that person's win streak. I believe they were on a win streak, and then keep my win streak going as well. It's worth so much money to do that. All right, so that fight was extremely close. I still can't believe that I won that fight. I thought for sure I was going to lose that one, but I will take it. We got our second augment choice. This one is not prismatic. This one is a silver augment, and I take weak spot. So I don't need the Morellos nearly as much now. Weak spot is you ignore 20% of units' armor and reduce their healing by 50% for the next 5 seconds. That's when everyone on your team auto attacks. You get the healing reduction and you get to ignore some of the armor. So that lessens the need for Morellos. It's still a good item. I wouldn't mind having it, but the priority goes down a lot. I also get a chance finally to see where the spotlight is in this game, and it turns out it's right up on the front line. So that kind of confirms I don't have any real need to play into spotlight because my damage is being provided by the back lines. There's no way I can put Jhin on the front lines ever. So the spotlight is a low priority, so I will not look to play early Taric in this team composition. All right, now this is the other team that's win streaking, William Mays. You can see they've got the little graphic on there. This is the person who gets 2 XP every time they refresh their shop. So this comp looks pretty strong here, but the good news is we do actually have backline access on the Cogmaul that's in the back there. I just need Jhin to get off his ult one more time, and then it will pierce through the Garen that's frontlining and hit the Cog. So, okay, well, he actually changed targets to someone else, but it's just Darius and Trist and Jhin still alive, and it turns out we win that round too. So we've actually managed to stop the win streaks on both of the other players who were win streaking while keeping mine going. So again, super duper important fights, stopping those people from win streaking, interrupting their econ while keeping mine going as well. That's really, really good stuff. Okay, so what do I have? I have an unused rod right now. So I'm trying to figure out what do I do with this. I would love that glove because that's half of a Last Whisper, which would be super nice. Don't really expect that I'm going to get it, though. And in fact, it does get taken. So I was like, out of these options, I guess I'm just going to take another chain vest because that can be a gargoyle stone plate. So I'll go ahead and make use of that. Now, this is 4 different vests that I've used so far, but again, I really do like the vest. There's a reason why I keep taking them. I took one, I believe I've taken them off 3 carousels so far. 3 carousels, 3 vests, but again, I've used them to make the Bramble Vest, I've used them to make Gargoyle Stoneplate, I've used them to make Guardian Angel. I think those are all good items. All right, now for this particular round, because I'm on the 7-match win streak, I 100% should have leveled to 7 here, so I could play another unit. And I just saw this play too late against this person. This person is the person who took Windfall, and they have used that trait to get off to a nice econ run. They are playing Scrap 6, and with their heavy shields, I just don't really have the damage to get through this. But I saw the move I should have made too late, and the move here was to get Zyra into the team comp so that I could play the Scrap trait, or excuse me, not Scrap trait, the Syndicate trait, which would be really, really nice because I have both Darius and Braum in here right now. So to give them the extra armor and magic resistance and Omnivamp would be really nice. And I can put Heimer in and make Scholar trait as well. So unfortunately my win streak does come to a close, but that's not shocking because I haven't rolled at all. But maybe if I'd put those units in, because like right now, what is Ziggs doing? Ziggs is doing absolutely nothing. So take Ziggs out, put Heimer in, level up to level 8, and then put Zyra in for Scholar. So it probably would have been worthwhile to level earlier, and then I might have been able to keep that win streak going. But oh well, it is what it is. Win streak comes to a close. I certainly can't complain after all of those rounds that I was able to win. I'm still in fantastic shape. Level 7 on 3-6. This isn't off-level timing, but I wanted to go ahead and level here because I thought I could make my board significantly stronger by doing so. So now we still have the 4 bodyguards in. We still have Yordles providing econ. The difference is now I have Scholar trait, so I'm getting extra mana generation. 5 mana per second on every unit. By the way, Zyra gets off an amazing ult right there. Hits the entire back line. And now I also have Syndicate trait in, which is going to provide extra armor and magic resistance for 1 Syndicate unit, which is likely to be Darius, because he takes damage first, and also Omnivamp for that unit. So this basically makes Darius much, much, much more tanky. He is quite strong as a frontliner. With Bodyguard 4 plus Syndicate plus Gargoyle Stoneplate plus Bramble Vest, he can frontline for a very, very long time. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And that just buys time for Jhin to kill stuff in the back lines. My one concern is I really would like to get some more Jhin items, so I'm hoping for some swords and bows and gloves to pop out here. I really, really, really want to make Last Whisper. That's my most important item, so that's what I'm looking towards right now. There was one bad piece of news in that last round. There is someone else playing Jhin who already has very good Jhin items. Now, I just dumpstered that person in the last round, but I want that person to get out of the game as quickly as possible so that I can try to stop them from... so I can try to stop them from playing Jhin. So here, let's see, I'm going to get an Ori, so I'll definitely snap that up. I was like, can I get Ori into this comp? I didn't really see a way to do that. Like, I can do that, I can play that for Clockwork, but it does lose Yordle and loses Scholar. Or not Scholar, it uses Yordle and loses Sniper. So I do have the items for a Rage Blade here, so that's a potential as well. Rage Blade is a poor Jhin item, though, so I don't really want to make that on him. But yeah, so we'll just hold the Ori for right now, and I'm going to look to go to level 8 after the Carousel on 4-5, which is, again, this kind of the standard timing. But I should have enough gold to roll down and hit some pretty good stuff there. Really, though, the star of the show is just my front line, which is so strong. Like, this person's got the Socialite Hex. They've got, they took +2 Socialite, which is quite a strong choice. The problem is the Socialite Spotlight's in kind of a lousy spot, right up there on the front lines. They do also have Ascension, which is not great for me because my comp does not kill things very quickly right now, so I don't like seeing Ascension. But, like, Darius is still alive, Jhin still killing stuff. If we can just get to the malls... Ah, Poppy's on it. Poppy. A strange way of getting backline access, but it does work sometimes. Poppy manages to get the kill, and once that malls is dead, that team has absolutely no damage, so we're going to be able to win that one as well. And now we're off to kind of a little mini win streak here. I haven't talked too much about the Yordle trait. The main thing that I've tried to highlight is how I've played different Yordle units throughout the game. I believe I've played every Yordle except the Lulu. I've just been rotating them around constantly. Like, first I played the Vex, then I dropped the Vex, and then I played the Ziggs, and then I dropped the Ziggs, etc., etc. I've just been rotating them around depending on the needs of the moment. So I was really happy with how I did that in this game. Like, this is not, the purpose of these videos is not to pat myself on the back and tell myself how amazing I am, but I did think that I did a good job of switching around and playing different Yordles. So constantly getting that econ while also making good use of the traits that I needed at that particular moment in time. All right, so this person's comp is pretty similar to ours. They've got an Ezreal with very nice items. I'm presuming that they're going to go into Urgot with those items, although I guess we'll see. The problem is with no Last Whisper, it just takes me too long to cut through the scrap shields. This is, I believe, a scrap 6 team comp. I just don't have the damage to kill this team. So I'm going to be able to kill some of these units, but 1-star, no Last Whisper Jhin just cannot kill those units. Whereas if you notice on the other team, that person did actually have a Last Whisper. If they did not have a Last Whisper, then I'm confident I would have won that round. Now, I pick up the Darius here. You might be like, why in the world are you picking up a 1-star Darius? Well, the idea is if I can hit 2-star Braum, I can sell the Darius, transfer these items over to Braum, and then put Darius back in, because I kind of need Darius for both Bodyguard and Syndicate. Still, we're getting close to switching up in the team comp. The 4 Bodyguards has been great throughout the early game and mid-game, but I'm going to look to move out of 4 Bodyguards long-term. It's too many Bodyguard units for the end game. There are better units I can play at the end game that provide more utility. All right, and then this is the person who has the golden ticket. They get the shop refreshes. They actually Zephyr my Jhin. I was like, whoa, is this person positioning just for me? Because they do get the Zephyr off, but Zyra gets off a great ult. Braum gets off a great ult. If we can get through the Cho and get onto the Mauls, we'll be in good shape. This person has built Archangels plus Morellos on Mauls. Now, Archangels is a good item on Mauls. Morellos really not. Mauls is just not a very good Morellos user because he can only apply the Morellos to 1 unit at a time. Now, it looks like that's still going to be enough for him to win this round, but I'm actually feeling kind of good that this person I don't think is itemized quite right as far as the team comp that they're playing. They might be looking to transfer that over to Sion long term because Sion's a good Morellos user. All right, so we've got another carousel here. Again, I really, really, really want the glove, because that would make Last Whisper. I have lost a couple rounds here, but not enough to drop me into a higher picking slot. I'm okay with that, though. I'll definitely get something useful here. I certainly would not mind getting the Jace. That would be nice. That would give me an Enforcer option with Caitlyn. So I'm going to look to go for the Jace. I can't get it, though. This other person does have the option to deny it, and they take that option. So instead, I'll take the belt, because that gives me a Morellos. And I'm happy to take that Morellos. I just need to find a good Morellos user, which I don't have at the moment. All right, so we're going to go to level 8. Now is the all-important roll down. So let's see what we can find here. It's like that. Maybe Lissandra. She's at least a Morellos user. But then I was like, I guess not. I do have Tark here, but oh, there's the big hit. I hit Jhin extremely fast, even though someone else is playing Jhin. So that's great news. And then I find Yuumi. I was like, oh, well, we'll take out the Heimer. Again, I want to hold the Zyra in for Syndicate, so it might seem strange to take out the Heimerdinger. That does cost me Yordle's trait, but I'm okay with losing Yordle's trait at this point, because we're hitting the end game. I don't need that extra econ as much anymore. So we're able to make the boards notably stronger. 2-star Jhin is great. And then I was like, wait a minute. It was like right around here when I saw Yuumi get her ult off, I was like, Yuumi is my Morellos user. She'll be able to put the Morellos burn on pretty much the whole enemy team. So that works out really nicely. I don't need Morellos as much because I have Weak Spot. I get that healing debuff from all of my units' auto attacks, but it's still worth making. I've got the components for it. I should still make it. All right, and then here we get Windfall, Thrill of the Hunt, Scholar Soul. Thrill of the Hunt, not bad, but I feel like I do have healing in my comp. Windfall, again, would give me 45 gold, which is also not terrible. But I feel like it's got to be Scholar Soul, because that's just going to take me up to 4 Scholars. Plus, it even gives me money, too, allow me to get to level 9 faster. So I'm going to pick up the Jace. I was like, you know what? Jace would be nice here. Let's keep moving out of the Yordles. We'll take out the Trist. We'll put in Kate. And then I can take out something. I was like, I could take out a Bodyguard and play Jace. Is that worth it? I was like, yeah, I think that's worth it. I think it's definitely worth taking out Poppy to play Jace. Again, I lose 4 Bodyguards, but I pick up Enforcer, which is super good late game. And I also pick up Jace, who's just a really good late game unit. And now I want to roll a little bit to see what else I can hit. Again, I can take out another Bodyguard because I have kind of an extra one. I was like, oh, I can just take out the Leona, who I never 2-starred, somewhat sadly. I had 2 Leonas on like 2-4, 2-5, something like that, and I never hit the 2-star Leona. But yeah, this feels a lot better. And look at my team now. 4 Scholar, 1 Transformer, 1 Cuddly, 3 Syndicate, 2 Enchanter, 2 Clockwork, 2 Enforcer, 2 Sniper, 2 Bodyguard, 1 Socialite. I was like, okay, this feels pretty good. Look at Yuumi, put that Morellos burn on everyone on the enemy team. I've got the acceleration gate to ramp up Jin's damage. You know, if I can just get a little bit more damage for Jhin, if I can get a glove to pop out on this last minion round here, then I'm going to feel pretty good. That person I hit has taken the Innovator Soul, so they have +2 Innovators, but Innovator's just not that good in this patch. It got nerfed pretty well in the last patch, and just not that strong of an option anymore. So I think at this point I was like, we'll just go to level 9. I think this comp is strong enough to go to level 9. The big issue in my comp right now is frontline's still a little sketchy. So I'm sitting here thinking, I was like, what do I do? How do I make this stronger? I was like, all right, here's what I do. I go to level 9. At level 9, the Darius becomes Galio. I can do that because I'll get an extra unit slot. And then the Zyra becomes Janna. And that's my board. I was like, yep, that's the board. That will be much stronger. I will lose a couple traits, but the units I'll be playing will just be much stronger. And I do not get my Last Whisper. So I was like, that's a little bit sad. So I make Giant Slayer, which is, not terrible or anything, but I'll make Giant Slayer. You might notice I do have the Socialite Spotlight, and there was the option to play Scion, but I was like, I don't think this is a Scion game. I'm hitting Scion very, very late in the game. I think I'd rather just play 2 bodyguards. I think I'm close enough that I just get to Galio and play Galio instead. So I'm going to clear my bench, because I know I'm not going to play these units now. And yeah, we'll just go from here. Socialite Spotlight is kind of wasted, but there's not another unit I would play up there. I want Jace in the backline. I don't want him in melee form. I want him providing the acceleration gate because I want him providing extra damage to Jhin. Jhin, of course, does not get extra attack speed from the acceleration gate, but he does get extra damage because that's how Jhin works. He converts damage over to that. Here is the other person playing Jhin. This person has better Jhin items than me. I'm looking at their comp and I was like, all right, well, I lost this round pretty badly. Let's not deny. 16 damage, not great. But that person's level 8 with 0 gold. So I was like, so that person's not going to get stronger, whereas I have the potential to get much, much stronger. And I'm confident I can beat that person once I go to level 9. All right, so there's Janna. There's another Darius. Or not Darius, there's another Braum. The biggest issue for my comp is my front line is not strong enough right now. The Darius, who's been great throughout the game, he is still a 1-cost champion. Even with the Syndicate bonus and really good items, he's just not strong enough to frontline at this point. So I'm just doing my best to try to econ for a couple rounds here. I want to go to level 9 after the carousel. I want to go to 9 on 5-5, and then roll down for Galio and Yuumi 2-star and Jace 2-star, and yeah. So we'll be dropping the Syndicates at that point. Even if these rounds go poorly, I should have enough health to make it there. And this particular person's comp, they're playing Chemtech Urgot, so they also have the +1 team size, and they were playing Scrap earlier in the game, but they've now moved out of Scrap, so that augment's not really doing a whole lot for them now. It basically got them through the early game, but they're kind of down a Prismatic Augment, and you can see the result of that. I'm able to make it through their front lines pretty easily, and they only have Urgot 1-star, so yeah. They went to 9, but they're not looking so hot there at level 9. Again, I would love this Jhin player to get out of the game. Although I guess I hit Jhin 2-star regardless, so I don't have to roll for more Jhins. But alright, well, they knocked somebody out of the game, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I think they knocked out the player who took the Collector on Trundle, if I'm remembering. No, never mind. That was IVE Carry. They knocked out one of the other players. So, hey, at worst, this is going to be a 6th place finish. But I think I can do better than a 6th place finish here. Even if I get crushed in this round and take, 15, 16 damage, I'll still have 30 damage. I'll still have like 35 health left. That's 2 lives, basically, at this stage of the game. And I'll be able to go level 9 and roll there. Note that person has made 7 Innovators. I was going ahead, I was scouting these boards. I was like, do I need to position Jhin on the other side? But I thought that this side was actually better. And this person's comp looks pretty... Oh, I was going to say they look pretty weak, except they've got the 2-star Kaisa on the Socialite Spotlight. But Enforcer trait. Enforcer trait is super good late game. And Caitlyn with the snipe. I will take that fight, RNG. So yeah, this comp is playing what's become very popular recently, which is Socialite 3 on the Spotlight, playing into a late game Kaisa. So yeah, we get very good fight RNG in that round. That's a 2-star Kaisa, looking pretty scary. But Enforcer trait, dun dun dun. Remember, Enforcer trait cannot hit Colossus units because they're immune to CC. So we Enforcer the Kaisa, and then she gets sniped by Kate. I'll take it. Take the fight RNG for the win. No GA on Kaisa. You really want a GA on Kaisa for that reason. All right, on this carousel, I was like, there's a Last Whisper on this carousel. Guess which item I tried to make the entire game but got 0 gloves the entire game? All right, that's right. It's Last Whisper. So I end up with good Jhin items regardless. And this is, again, very nice RNG. So now I've got a GA plus Giant Slayer plus Last Whisper, which are great items. Okay, so let's roll this down. I am looking for Galio and Braum. I do see another Ori, so let's take that. There's another Jace. There's another Braum, so now I'll transfer my items over to Braum. I'll put Darius back in. Again, I want to replace with Galio, but we'll see if I can find. I do find 2-star Jace. That's fantastic. We'll put in Janna. Now we just need Galio. So up, out comes Zyra. Out comes Darius. In goes Galio. Boom, there's our board. Now I'm going to put my tank items on Braum and not Galio, and the reason for that is, number one, Braum's 2-star, Galio's only 1-star. Number two, Galio likes to fly off into the middle of the enemy team, so I kind of want the tank items on Braum, because Braum will stand there and not move. You have to be a little bit careful with this with Galio, because if you put all your tank items on Galio, and then he just flies up into the air, by the way, we finish off this player, so GG, goodbye. I believe that was the other Jhin player in the lobby, if I'm remembering. So yeah, you have to be a little bit careful with Galio. Galio kind of works better as as an off carry than he does as a pure frontline tank, just because of the way he flies off into the air. So he's a good person to put in the Socialite Spotlight, because he gets a little bit of extra damage, he gets a little bit of extra mana generation, so he jumps faster. Basically, Braum is the tank, Galio is being played for CC. So that's the way this works. And you might, I'm still positioning for Blitzcrank hooks, by the way. You might be like, well, why are you positioning for Blitz hooks? Well, there's actually still 2 people playing Blitz in the game right now. So I'm trying to put my less valuable units on the sides because they can still get Blitz hooked. And yeah, this is kind of the board. I'm very happy with the way this board came together. We've got a very strong front line with Braum. Galio, Yuumi provide great CC. I've got Orianna in there for a little bit more CC and Clockwork. I've got Jhin, who has fantastic itemization thanks to that lucky pull of the Last Whisperer. So this is the person with the Innovators 7 board with the Dragon. But the Dragon's just not that strong anymore after it got nerfed. So we're just going to knock them out of the game with ease. And that's really the reason why I've moved away from playing Innovator. I just don't think it's that strong at the moment. So yeah, we just annihilate that person. And now I'm just kind of rolling for 2-star Yuumi, 2-star Galio, and 2-star Janna. Janna's the only other one I haven't hit. So this board has come together beautifully. Again, it's a prismatic game, so everybody has stronger than average boards. But I think that this board is really quite good. Like the itemization, I think, is really on point. I can't see much of anything that I would change in terms of how the items shook out. Obviously, there's some good luck in there, but I didn't get exactly what I wanted. I think it was a good example of playing to what I picked up throughout the game. And, you know, I did kind of get trolled on some of those carousels. You saw some other players like deliberately picking stuff that I was going for. All right, there's 2-star Janna. Now it's just Galio and Yuumi. Can we hit Galio and Yuumi? Otherwise, our board's pretty... Oh, never mind. I guess we have Taric, too. All right, well, we had 2-star Taric. So, okay, sure, whatever. Taric is needed in here because he's another rank of Enchanter. And I guess technically another rank of the Spotlight, although this is not a Spotlight-featured game. Archangel Staff, I'll just put on Yuumi. Sure, why not? Also wouldn't have been bad on Orianna. She would be a decent choice as well, but I think Yuumi's fine. And again, I was looking at these other comps, I was like, do I need to reposition? I was like, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty happy with the positioning here. So unfortunately, this is a ghost round. I guess it's good in the sense that one of these other players is guaranteed to get knocked out, but if one of the other players had the ghost round, I could knock out a player, and then they might lose to my ghost. But, I mean, we're winning this round pretty easily. Like, they've got Kai'Sa, but it's only a 1-star Kai'Sa, so yeah, we win that fight with no difficulty whatsoever. And then between these 2 boards, it looks like the person I just beat is the one who won the round. So I was like, oh, okay, well, feeling pretty confident about that. So let's see, can I 2-star the Galio or the Yuumi? Nope, not really. But again, I just beat this person and it was not remotely close. So I'm feeling pretty good. Again, I'd like to win and get this person out of the game quickly because they do have 8 Kassadins. They do have a 1-star Kai'Sa and a 1-star Jinx. And then this person, William May, says, for how low I rolled, I'll take second. So I'll say, yep, that's not bad at all. So what did they have? They also had +1 team size. This was the person who got the 2 XP per shot refresh. I think they even say here that they were playing a reroll comp. Yeah, reroll augment and no 2-star 5 costs. Yep. So they were not able to get, they were not able to 2-star any of the 5 costs. Like they only have 1-star Jinx and they only have 1-star Kai'Sa. So, yep, as I say, needed 2-star Kai'Sa at the least. So this fight is not close. This is an easy win. So GG. And I will take my first in this game that I wanted to cast because I was just really happy with how this game went. I thought, obviously, I had some good luck. Getting the +1 team size from the first augment was fantastic. Getting +2 Scholar from the last Prismatic Augment, also fantastic. Had really good luck in finding Jhin. I found Jhin 2-star like almost immediately, even though I wasn't contesting it. I found a 2% Jhin at level 5. I found a 2% Braum at level 5. So it's a high roll game for sure. Obviously, you look better when you're high rolling. Of course, that's true. But I still also thought I made good decisions throughout the game. And I really like the way that I used Yordle trait to generate economy while also swapping between traits depending on what I needed at the moment. So I hope this is an entertaining game to watch. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys are having a great week. Enjoy the holidays, and I'll see you guys again soon.